Yo, what's happening? Thanks for watching Brenton Plays Magic. That's me. We're playing some casual matches for fun. Just trying to get more practice in with the Affinity deck. I'm running a list right now. It's essentially a stock list, but Joshua Smith um, played the Singleton Claim to Fame, uh, and this hand this is kind of slow. I don't think we can keep this. That's a little better. What can we do with that? I'll go back to the claim to fame here in a second. We can go Spire. We can turn on Ornithopter. Excuse me, Mox Opal, turn 1. Then we can do a turn 1. Is that a turn 1 master? No, it's not. 1, 2, play that. We can do like turn 2 play. But yeah, he played. Joshua Smith went runner up at SCG Charlotte here like last week. His list was pretty stock. I mean, he was running like 16 lands, I think, and he was running a single copy of Claim Fame, which I've been playing with a little bit lately. And yeah, it's only one card in the deck, so you don't draw it too often. But when you do draw it, I mean, it typically does something. I mean, it's pretty cool. There's lots of different lines of play you can use with it. Sometimes it's just as simple as recurring a creature, which tends to be relevant with this deck, obviously. Okay. So, Opal's on. We can go Drum. And Plating. So if our opponent doesn't have an answer, next turn will be pretty sweet. We can do... Okay. I figured we were playing Living In just because we Copperline Gorge. I don't believe any other modern decks really run that card. Nothing common. Nothing as common as Living In. So if we don't kill him fast enough to not see a Living End, I know there's some interaction with Arcbound Ravager, with Cranial, with Living End. I'm not really sure how that works. I probably need to watch some matches and find out. I'm really liking Affinity at the moment. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. Just running out. Master isn't the correct player here, and we can tap him with the drum, and probably right now just fire up the Midnight, right? That way, if dude bolts something, he bolts the Midnight, which is probably the worst of the two creatures. But if he doesn't have any, I don't guess Living In plays Bolt though. I guess I don't think. I know they play Beast Within, at least a couple copies, but he's off for that. He needs another mana. Got a frowny face. Sorry, bro. Oops, we missed our. Missed our Ornithopter. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. Living End is a cool deck. That's one that I would like to pilot one day, just to experience it. But I was mentioning a minute ago, I'm really having a fun time with Affinity. I mean, there's just so many lines to play. It's been said that it's a deck that, that most people who are relatively familiar with Magic, somewhat experienced, can pick up and win matches with, because some of the lines are really evident and easy, like putting a cranial plating on a creature that has evasion, a Thopter, or even a Midnight Misplace, and getting in for big damage. I mean, that's what most people, when they see the deck initially, they say, wow, and you can do that as early as turn like 2 or 3. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. But, I mean, against decks that have legs that can go longer, they're going to, find ways to deal with your threats, and that's when you need to be more cognizant of the lines of play. So, like right here, he has got mana for Beast Within. So, what do we swing with? What we could do is we could swing with Memnite and Master. See which one he beasts within. If he does, we can switch cranial plating over to the other guy, and then after the turn, we can play Steel Overseer because we have 2 black. So let's try that. We'll have to hold Ornithopter back to use with our Spring Leaf Drum, if that is the case. So. And if he doesn't have Beast, we only lost 1 point of damage. Okay. So he didn't have the Beast, I guess. And he loses. Okay. Okay. So that's kind of exemplifies some of the lines you kind of have to think about, with a deck like this, because we're kind of so almost all in with some of our guys. And, Beast is his main removal spell, so knowing that he had mana for that, I was really expecting it, but he didn't happen to have it. So, but had we just played the Master out and just gone attacking, not holding up the black, we could have just lost our Midnight. So against him, the blasts don't seem so good. Rest in Peace for sure. We'll probably take out the Claim Fame. Especially if we land a Rest in Peace, obviously. It's a mute card. Oh, the red half of it's still relevant. We might just do Blood Moons. Take out the blasts and go in on Blood Moons. I don't know what else is relevant. His Cascade spells cost what, like red and black and something else. I know he runs a lot of fast lands, so if we could get like a turn 2 Blood Moon, that would be pretty cool. Hopefully we just resolve a Rest in Peace. Which doesn't mean he can't just cast his guys. It doesn't mean he can't cast a Blood Moon to clear our board, but we're pretty fast. Did I say cast a Blood Moon? Cast a Living End? Okay. So we can get to Rest in Peace. We can go turn 1 Citadel, Pest, Opal. That turns on Opal, and then turn 2 Rest in Peace. Seems pretty good. I guess I could have brought in Thoughtseize as well. That probably would have been relevant. Okay, there's Ravager. Yeah, if you've been watching any of the Affinity videos, you may have noticed the Lantern videos. I'll have to say that I do enjoy playing Affinity more than Lantern. It can be taxing at times, you know, trying to think your way through the lines, but for some reason, and I'm by no means a good Affinity player. I've got a lot of time that I need to put into the deck, but I definitely feel like I like the deck better. Like my mind just clicks with some of the lines of play better. And some might say that's because Affinity is an easier deck than Lantern, and you know that might be the truth as well. But hey, what's wrong with that? Wins are wins. Do we do Springleaf? Yeah, and then we can still do Rest in Peace here. He hasn't put anything in the yard though, so I'm kind of tempted just to run out the Arcbound Ravager and then hold on to the Rest in Peace. Maybe that is the correct play. Because if he were to fire off a Cascade spell, it's not going to do anything right now. I guess he doesn't have anything to cycle at the moment. He must have drawn some garbage. I assume he's got a third land. So we're not really too scared of a Beast Within right now. Whatever he tries to gobble up. We can recycle with Arcbound Ravager. So he is up to 3 mana, but has made no plays. Maybe he wants to maybe he wants to hardcast a Living End and clear our board. I don't know, but that'll be a perfect opportunity to see how the interaction with Arcbound Ravager is, because I know there is some, I just don't exactly know what it is. Maybe I should have played that post combat. I don't know. But if he's got a beast, he'll probably want to fire it off on one of these. At this point, it's kind of like, should I eat drum for the Ravager? But I don't think so. I kind of just want to wait and see how this all plays out. I think I want to do this right here, save myself a little damage. We'll play Bolt Scourge. Okay, there's one. He might have like 3 or 4 cards to cycle right now, and then he's just been sandbagging. I'm not sure. That'll be interesting to see. So Arcbound's text. So when he dies, Okay. The counters get transferred to another creature. Okay, so I think the interaction is if you've got something in the yard, you can eat everything with Ravager, it dies, and then it comes back and you place the counters back on whatever you want. Is that the idea? We'll have to see how that plays out because Moto is so weird. And I've never done that before. I think this is the first time I played Living In with this deck, so I apologize for being kind of inexperienced in that way. So if he cascades into Living In right now, that's not a great payoff. He might have, what is it, Monstrous Caravid that's 1 to cycle, and then he could do it. Okay. So that's going to clear the board. Exiles all creature cards from his or her graveyard, which we have none. Then sacrifices all creatures he or she controls. Then puts all cards he or she exiled this way onto the battlefield. So I guess is this how we play this? We go 1, and yeah, that's how it works. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, so Arcbound Ravager that's how it works. Okay, awesome. Great learning experience. And if you haven't seen that in your Affinity pilot, that will give you some input on that. Yeah, so Edge Champion on that board was pretty sweet because it comes right back in, and we can dump what, I don't know how many that was, 4 counters? Whoops. 4 counters on the S Champion, so we come back with 6 on him and a Vault Scourge, so that was pretty sweet. And he had like what, a Street Wraith. All right, cool. Well, that didn't seem like a hard matchup. I guess Rest in Peace isn't effective. Well, I take that back. I mean, if we didn't have the Vault Scourge, I mean the Arcbound Ravager Rest in Peace would have been good to have on, but we did. So appreciate you guys watching. Please leave any comments and subscribe, like the videos. Feedback is appreciated. All right.